Professor Walton, you want us to write an essay about our side of the argument without using I. Is that correct? Yes, it is. It is 100% correct, and it has been done before. I'm going to show you how to do it in a lecture. Let's look at this together. Okay? Avoiding first and second person pronouns in your writing. Okay? So first off, we want to start off by talking about what are first person pronouns. Now, I have a brief list here. I suggest you Google to find out all of the first person pronouns so that you can avoid them in your writing. There's I, me, mine, we, our, ours. Those are all examples of first person pronouns. And sometimes when we're writing our sentences, removing the first person pronouns can be super easy peasy by just removing a few words. For example, I may have this first sentence. I think that, with my finger right, okay, I think that women should be paid as much as men. Now we see where we have the I there, okay, and me telling my opinion about this, all right? So in order to make it a sentence that does not use first person pronoun, this is a quick, easy fix. You just erase the I think that, okay? So let's just pretend we don't see this guy anymore. Let's see if I can make this happen with one hand. Okay, if we just do there's no strikeout option. Okay, so this is the part that I'm removing, all right? So now I'm going to go down to the fixed version of this. I took out the I think that, and now all I have is women should be paid as much as men. We see this the same sentence. Only thing I did was take out the I think that. Super easy peasy. Now, what I would say right now is that more times than not, this is not going to be the occurrence that happens. It will probably be something where removing words is not the only thing you have to do. For example, you may have to remove words and rearrange the sentence. So, for example, I kind of mentioned this already. You may have something that reads, every time I go to the store, I see junk food in every aisle. As we see here, we can't just fix this by removing the I. If we did that, the sentence would not make sense. Instead, what we want to do is rearrange the sentence and remove the I. Okay, and I did this here. More times than not, consumers see unhealthy food in every aisle. You see here why I rearranged the sentence, took out the I, and replaced the I with consumers down here. So I no longer use I, but I'm using consumers. You could also say students. You could also say doctors. Any type of group name will go here. You could also say people if you wanted to, okay? All right, moving right along. So the next thing you have to avoid are second person pronouns. And here are some examples of second person pronouns. You, yourself, your. I think that's it, but you might want to go ahead and make sure you Google to make sure you do not use any second person pronouns in your essays. Okay, so typically you can fix your second person pronouns or remove your second person pronouns by using group names or person, people, or group name like I mentioned from before. And then also sometimes you have to rearrange the sentence. So for example, you may see you might write something like, you can never get a good parking spot when you park in Illinois Central College's parking lot. Ooh, I rhymed. But that's not the point of this video. Back to what we're saying. You can't just remove the you from this and it makes sense. What we're going to do here is take out the you, replace it with a group name, and kind of rearrange our sentence, okay? So, for example, I might write something like, students, instead of you, students have a difficult time locating parking spots at various times throughout the day. Again, we could probably write professors. You could probably write visitors. You could write anything here, any group name here. You could also say people or a person or something like that, okay? Next, another way we might want to think about rearranging this, fixing the third person, would be he has a difficult time locating a parking spot various times throughout the day. Or she has a difficult time. Okay, so I'm giving you guys ways that you can think about rearranging these sentences, but there's really no right way as long as it makes sense and so long as you don't have first or second person pronouns in your sentences. So there is how you do it. It's really not that hard. It may be hard at first until you get used to it, and then it won't be so hard anymore. Okay, so hopefully that helped you guys, and I will see you guys on the other side of this week's assignment. Have a great day. One last thing, I will include these notes in this week's assignment just in case you need to look through them yourself. Okay, have a good one, y'all.